Welcome to this spoken tutorial on the Linux environment and ways to manipulate it. A working Linux system, preferably Ubuntu, will be required to try out the examples illustrated in this tutorial. We assume that you know how to get started with the Linux operating system and have some basic idea about commands, file systems and shell. If you are interested or need to brush these concepts up, please feel free to do so through another spoken tutorial available on our website. Please note that Ubuntu 10.10 was used for recording this tutorial. Please also note that Linux is case sensitive and all the commands used in this tutorial are in lowercase unless otherwise mentioned. The Linux environment determines how the operating system behaves with you, how it responds to your commands, how it interprets your actions, and so on. Linux can be highly customized by changing the settings of the shell. Let us understand how all this can be done. The behavior of the shell is generally determined by the shell variables. There are mainly two kinds of shell variables: environment variables and local variables. Environment variables, named so because they are available entirely in the user's total environment. These are also available in the subshells spawned by the shell, like the ones for running shell scripts. Local variables, which as the name suggests have a more restricted or limited availability. These are not available in the subshells spawned by the shell. While in this tutorial we will mainly talk about environment variables, let us first see how the value of these shell variables can be seen. To see all the variables available in the current shell, we run the command set. Type at the terminal set space !character more and press enter. We can see all the current shell variables. For example, take a look at the home environment variable. Also notice the value assigned to it. Press enter to move through the list, and in order to come out, press Q. Here, the output from set was pipelined to more in order to display a more systematic multi-page output of the variable list. To see only the environment variables, run the command env. Type at the terminal env space vertical bar more and press enter. For example, notice the shell variable here, whose value is /bin/bash. Again, you may press Q to come out of the list. Now, let us discuss some of the more important environment variables in Linux. We would be using bash shell for all our demonstrations here. Different shells are customized in slightly different ways. To see what a variable actually stores, we have to prefix a $sign to the name of that variable and use the echo command along with it. The first environment variable that we would see is the shell variable. It stores the name of the current shell. To see what is the value of the shell variable, type at the terminal echo space $ and shell in capitals and press enter. Here /bin/bash is the shell where we are currently operating. The next variable is home. When we log into Linux, it normally places us in a directory named after our username. This directory is called the home directory, and this is exactly what is available in the home variable. To see the value, type at the terminal echo space $HOME in caps and press enter. The next environment variable is path. The path variable contains the absolute paths of the directories that the shell is supposed to search for locating any executable commands. Let's see the value of the path variable. Again, type at the terminal echo space $PATH in caps and press enter. On my computer, it shows /user/local/sbin /user/local/bin /user/sbin /user/bin, etc. This may slightly vary from one system to another. It is actually a list of directories separated by the colon delimiter that the shell would search in this order for finding an executable command. We can also add our own directory to this list so that our directory is also searched by the shell. In order to add our own directory, type at the terminal path in capitals equal to $path again in capitals colon /home / the name of my own home directory and press enter. Now if we echo the value of path, our added directory will also be a part of the path variable. See, the directory is now present here. Another interesting variable is the log name. It stores the username of the currently active user. In order to see the value, type echo space $log name and press enter. When we open the terminal, we can see the $sign, which is the prompt at which we enter all our commands. This is the primary prompt string represented by the environment variable ps1. There is a secondary prompt string also. If our command is long and it spans for more than one line, then from the second line onwards we can see a greater than sign as the prompt. This is the secondary prompt string represented by the environment variable ps2. To see the value of the secondary command prompt, type at the terminal echo space $ps2 and press enter. We may change our primary prompt string to say @ at the prompt. In order to get this done, type ps1 equal to, now within quotes, @ and press enter. Now instead of the $sign, we can see the @ sign as the prompt. We may do something more interesting, like we may display our username at the prompt. Just type ps1 equal to, within quotes, say $log name and press enter. Now my username is my prompt. To revert back, type ps1 equal to $ within quotes and press enter. We have assigned values to many of the environment variables, but remember one thing, that these modifications are only applicable for the current session. Like we had just added our directory to the path variable. If we close the terminal and open it again, or open a new terminal altogether and check the path variable by echoing its value, we will be surprised to see that our modifications are no longer present. The way by which we can make these modifications permanent will be covered in some advanced tutorial. Often we want to re-execute a command that we had executed in the recent past. What do? Do we have to type the entire command again? No, there are a number of solutions. First, normally if you press the up key on your keyboard, then it will show the last command that you have typed. Keep pressing it and it will keep scrolling through the previous commands. To go back, press the down key. But when you have to scroll through many commands, this becomes a little clumsy and tedious. A better way is to use the history command. Type at the prompt history and press enter. see a list of previously executed command appears. If instead of the large list you want to see only the last 10, type history space and 10 and press enter. Notice in this list there is a number assigned to each of the previously executed commands. In order to repeat a particular command, just type exclamation mark followed by the number of the command. For example, 442 in my case would execute echo space $path. If you need to re-execute the last command, simply type the exclamation mark twice and press enter. The next thing we would see is called the tilde substitution. The tilde character is a shorthand for the home directory. So say you have a directory with the name test3 in your home directory. You can move to it by typing cd space tilde slash test3. One may also toggle between the current working directory and the last directory used by giving the command cd tilde minus or only cd minus. Like now that we are in the test3 directory, the last directory we visited was the home directory. So if we run cd space minus and press enter, it will go to the home directory. Run it again and it will take us back to the test3 directory. The last but quite important command we will see is the alias command. It may quite happen that you have a large command that needs to be run again and again. In this case, we can give it a short alias name and use the alias name instead to invoke it. Assuming that you have such a long directory hierarchy that you frequently visit for music, you may create an alias for it like this. Type alias space cd music equal to, now within double quotes, cd space slash home slash arc slash files slash entertainment slash music and press enter. Now every time you need to switch to this directory, simply write cd music and press enter. See, we are in the music directory now. Now you may type cd space minus at the prompt to go back to the previous working directory. To unset an alias, simply write unalias space cd music and press enter. Now again, if you fire cd music from the terminal, you'll get an error stating that command was not found. Suppose we have two files, test1 and test2 in our present working directory, and if we fire rm test1, test1 is silently deleted. We know that -i option of rm command makes the removal process interactive. So we may set an alias like alias rm equal to, now within quotes, rm space -i. Now when we run rm -i will actually be run. So we saw while test1 was silently deleted, system asked before deleting test2. So in this tutorial we have learned about environment variables, history and aliasing. This brings me to the end of this tutorial. Spoken tutorials are a part of the Talk to a Teacher project supported by National Mission on Education through ICT. More information on the same is available from our website. The script for this tutorial was created by Anirban, and this is Anuvrat
Hello and welcome to the spoken tutorial on Basics of System Administration in Linux. In this tutorial, we will learn the following: add user, SU, user mode, user del, ID, DU, DF. I am using Ubuntu 10.10 for this tutorial. As a prerequisite, please go through the spoken tutorial on general purpose utilities in Linux, which is available on this website. One must have admin access in order to execute the commands shown. Let us first learn how to create a new user. The add user command will create a new user login for us along with authentication. We can add any user account with the help of sudo command. Let me give you a brief explanation about the sudo command. Sudo command allows the administrative user to execute a command as a super user. The sudo command has many options. We will learn about the options as we go further in this tutorial. Let's now learn how to create a new user. Open the terminal by pressing the keys Ctrl, Alt and T simultaneously on your keyboard. I have already invoked the terminal here. Here, type the command sudo space add user and press enter. You will be prompted for a password. I will give the admin password here and enter. The typed password on the terminal is not visible, so we have to type the password carefully. Once done, a message add user, only one or two names allowed is displayed. So let us create a new user account named duck. Type the command sudo space add user space duck and press enter. We have created a new user called duck. In the process of creating a new user, a separate home directory for that user has also been created. Please note that we will be prompted for a new password for the user duck. Type the password of your choice. In my case, I am going to type duck as the password and press enter. Please type the new password again. The password is asked twice for security reasons and for confirmation. Now our password for the new user is updated. We will be asked for other details too. But for the time being, I will enter only the full name as duck and leave the rest of the details blank by pressing the enter key. Enter. I will confirm this by entering Y. This is to confirm that all the information is correct. Let us now check if the user account has been created. To do this, please type at the command prompt ls/home and press enter. To show the list of users in the home folder, this command is used. And here is our newly created username duck. Let me switch back to the slides. Now the next command is the SU command. SU stands for switch user. This command is useful for switching from the current user to another user. Let us go to the terminal now. Enter the command SU space hyphen space duck on the terminal and press enter. You will be prompted for a password. I shall type the user duck's password here Please recall that it was duck itself. Please notice that the terminal switches from the previous user to the new user, which is duck in our case. To log out from this user, type log out and hit enter. Now the terminal logs out from the current user duck and comes back to the previous user account, which is WinHigh in our case. Let us learn about the user mode command. The user mode command enables a super user or root user to modify the settings of other user accounts, such as change the password to no password or empty password, show the date on which the user account will be disabled. Let us try this command and see. Let me switch to the terminal now. Let me show you how to set a date of expiry for the user account duck. Here at the command prompt, type sudo space user mode space hyphen e space 2012 hyphen 12 hyphen 27 space duck. And press enter. The user account expiry date is set as mentioned in the command here with the help of the option -e. Now you have set an expiry date for the user account duck. Let us now talk about the UID and GID commands. ID command is used to check the identities of all the users and groups. To know about the identity of the user, we use ID space -u. To know about the identity of the group users, it is ID space -g. Now let's work on this. At the terminal, let us type ID and press enter. Now we can see the user IDs and group IDs on the system that we are using. To get only the user ID, we use -u option. Let us type the command ID space -u and press enter. Now we can see only the IDs of the users. But what if we need to know the names of the users? To find that out, we will type ID space -n space -u on the terminal here and press enter. Now we can see the names of the users instead of their IDs. Let us now learn the commands for group IDs. Let's type ID space -g. Here we can see the group IDs. If we want to view all the current users' group IDs, type ID space hyphen and capital G and press enter. Please notice that I have typed G in capital letter. See the result for yourselves. Now let us learn how to delete a user account. For this we use userdel command. We can delete an user account permanently with the help of the userdel command. Let's try this on the terminal. Here type sudo space userdel space -r space duck. I have used the -r option. This is to remove the user along with his home directory. Let us press enter and see what happens. Now the user duck has been deleted. Check this by typing ls space /home and press enter. You will find that the user account duck has been deleted. Let me go back to the slides now. Some of the useful commands in Linux, system administration are df and du. The df command gives a report on the free space available on the disk, and the du command gives a report on how much space a file has occupied. Please try these two commands and find the output for yourself as an assignment. Let us shift to the terminal. I shall show you a few useful options used with the df command. Please type df space -h and press enter. Here it shows the size of the file system and the space used. It also shows the space mounted on in a human readable format. Let us now try some options with the du command. At this point, I assume that you have created some text files in your home folder. If not, please refer to the tutorial on general purpose utilities in Linux. I have already created some text files in my home directory to execute the commands. Go to home folder on the terminal by typing cd space/home and press enter. Then type du space -s space *txt and press enter. This command will give you a report on the txt files available in the directory along with its file sizes. As an assignment, at the command prompt, please type du space -ch space *txt and see what happens. Let me go back to the slides. To summarize, we have learned add user command to create a new user, su command to switch from one user to another user, user mode command to change the user account settings, user del command to delete the user account, id command to know the information about user IDs and group IDs, df command to check the file system size and its availability, du command to check the space occupied by a file. This brings us to the end of this tutorial on basics of system administration. The video available at this URL summarizes the spoken tutorial project. If you do not have good bandwidth, you can download and watch it. We conduct workshops using spoken tutorials. We also give certificates to those who pass an online test. Please contact us for more details. Spoken Tutorial is a part of the Talk to a Teacher project supported by National Mission on Education through ICT, MHRD, Government of India. More information is available on this URL. The script for this tutorial has been contributed by Praveen, and this is Nami.
Welcome to this spoken tutorial on working with regular files in Linux. Files and directories together form the Linux file system. In a previous tutorial, we have already seen how to work with directories. You can find the tutorial at this website. In this tutorial, we will see how to handle regular files. We have already seen in another tutorial how we can create a file using the cat command. For details, please visit this website. Let us see how to copy a file from one place to another. For this, we have the cp command. Let us see how the command is used. To copy a single file, we type cp space one or more of the options space the name of the source file space the name of the destination file. To copy multiple files at the same time, we write cp space one or more of the options, the name of the source files that we want to copy, and the name of the destination directory in which these files would be copied. Let us now see an example. First, we open a terminal. We already have a file named test1 in our home directory. To see what is in test1, we type cat space test1 and press enter. As we can see, the content of test1 is shown. Now if we want to copy it into another file called test2, we would write cp space test1 space test2 and press enter. Now the file has been copied. If test2 does not exist, it would be first created and then the content of test1 will be copied to it. If it already existed, then it would be silently overwritten. To see the copied file, type cat space test2 and press enter. We can also copy files from and to different directories. For example, type cp space /home /onirban /arc /demo1, which is the name of the file that we want to copy, space /home /onirban /demo2 and press enter. What this will do is that it will copy the file demo1 from the source directory /home /onirban /arc to the destination directory /home /onirban. It will copy to a file whose name is demo2. To see whether demo2 is there, type ls space /home /onirban and press enter. We scroll up and as you can see, here is demo2. Before moving ahead, let us clear the screen. If you want the file to have the same name in the destination directory, you may not even mention the file name. For example, type cp space /home /onirban /arc /demo1 space /home /onirban and press enter. This will again copy the file demo1 present in the /home /onirban /arc directory to /home /onirban directory to a file whose name will be demo1 as well. As before, to see demo1, type ls /home /onirban and press enter. Here again, we would scroll up and as you can see, demo1 file is there. Again, before moving ahead, let us clear the screen. Another instance when we do not need to give the destination file name is when we want to copy multiple files. We assume that we have three files named test1, test2 and test3 in our home directory. Now we type cp space test1 space test2 space test3 3 space /home /Anirban /testdir and press enter. This will copy all the 3 files named test1, test2 and test3 to the directory /home /Anirban /testdir without changing their names. To see that these files have actually been copied, we will type ls space /home /Anirban /testdir and press enter. As you can see, test1, test2 and test3 are present in this directory. There are many options that go with CP. Here we will see only the most important of them. Let us first go back to the slides. Among the options, the capital R is an important one. It causes recursive copying of an entire directory structure. Let us see an example. Let us try to copy all the contents of the testdir directory to a directory called test. For that, we would type cp space testdir /space test and press enter. As you can see from the output message, normally we cannot copy a directory having some content directly with the cp command, but using the -r option we can do this. Now we type cp space -R space testdir /space test and press enter. The files have now been copied. To see whether the test directory actually exists, type ls and press enter. As you can see, the test directory exists. Let us clear the screen. To see the contents inside test, type ls space test and press enter. You can see the contents of the test directory. Now we go back to the slides. We have seen if a file is copied to another file that already exists, the existing file is overwritten. Now what if we inadvertently overwrite an important file? To prevent anything like this to occur, we have the -b option. This makes a backup of each existing destination file. We can also use the -i interactive option. This always warns us before overwriting any destination file. Now let us see how the mv command works. This is used for moving files. Now how is that useful? It has two major uses. It is used for renaming a file or directory. It also moves a group of files to a different directory. mv is very similar to cp, which we have already seen. So let us quickly see how mv can be used. We open the terminal and type mv space test1 space test2 and press enter. This will rename the file named test1, which was already present in the home directory, to a file named test2. If test2 already existed, then it would be overwritten silently. If we want a warning before a file is overwritten, we can use the -i option with the mv command. Say we have another file named Anirban. This file we also want to rename as test2. We will type mv space -i space Anirban space test2 and press enter. As you can see, a warning is provided asking whether test2 should be overwritten or not. If we press Y and then press enter, the file would be actually overwritten. Like CP, we can use MV with multiple files, but in that case, the destination should be a directory. Before moving ahead, let us clear the screen. Suppose we have three files named abc.txt, pop.txt and push.txt in our home directory. To see their presence, type ls and press enter. Here are the files: pop.txt, push.txt and abc.txt. Let us clear the screen. Now we want to move these three files to a directory called testdir. What we need to do is type mv space abc.txt, pop.txt space push.txt and then the name of the destination folder, which is testdir, and press enter. To see them, type ls space testdir and press enter. You can see the files abc, pop and push.txt. Now let us see some options that go with MV. Let us first go back to the slides. The -b or -backup option is present with the MV command. It will back up every file in the destination before it is overwritten. The -i option that we have already seen warns us before overwriting any destination file. The next command we will see is the rm command. This command is used for deleting files. Go back to the terminal and type ls testdir. We can see a file named faq.txt present. Say we want to delete it. For this we type rm space testdir / faq.txt and press enter. This command will remove the file faq.txt from the testdir directory. To see whether the file has been actually removed or not, let us again press ls space testdir and press enter. We can no longer see the file faq.txt. We can use the rm command with multiple files as well. The testdir directory contains two files, abc2 and abc1. Suppose we want to remove these files, abc1 and abc2. For this, we would type rm space testdir / abc1 space testdir / abc2 and press enter. This will move the files abc1 and abc2 from testdir directory. To see whether they have been removed, type ls space testdir again. You can no longer see abc1 and abc2. Let us clear the screen before moving ahead. Now let us go back to these slides. Let us summarize what we just said. That is, to delete a single file, we write rm and then the name of the file. To delete multiple files, we write rm and the name of the multiple files that we want to delete. Now let us look into some of the options of the rm command. Sometimes a file is write protected. Using rm will not delete the file then. In this case, we have the -f option which can be used to force delete a file. The other common option is the -r option. Let us see where these options are useful. Let us switch back to the terminal. rm command is not normally used for deleting directories. For that we have the rmdir command. But rmdir command normally deletes a directory only when it is empty. What if we want to delete a directory that has a number of files and subdirectories inside? Let us try the rm command to do this. Let us type rm and the directory that we want to delete, which is testdir, and press enter. From the output message you can see that we cannot use the rm directory to delete testdir. But if we combine the -r and the -f option, then we can do this. Press rm -rf space testdir and then press enter. Now the testdir directory has been successfully deleted. Let us now go back to the slides to study the next command, the cmp command. Sometimes we need to check whether two files are same. If they are same, then we may delete one of them. Also, we may want to see whether a file has changed since the last version. For these and many other purposes, we can use the cmp command. It compares two files byte by byte. To compare file 1 and file 2, we would write cmp space file 1 space file 2. If the two files have exactly the same content, then no message would be shown. Only the prompt will be printed. If there are differences in their contents, then the location of the first mismatch will be printed on the terminal. Let us see how cmp works. We have two files named sample1 and sample2 in our home directory. Let us see what they contain. Type cat sample1 and press enter. It contains the text, "This is a Linux file to test the cmp command." The other file, sample2, will contain the text, and to see that we will type cat sample2 and press enter. It will contain the text, "This is a Unix file to test the cmp command." Now we would apply the cmp command on these two files. We will write cmp space sample1 space sample2 and press enter. As we can see, the first difference between the two files, sample1 and sample2, is pointed out. Let us clear the screen before moving ahead to the next command. The next command we will see is the wc command. This command is used to count the number of characters, words and lines in a file. We have a file named sample3 in our home directory. Let us see its content. For that we would type cat space sample3 and press enter. This is the content of sample3. Now let us use the wc command on this file. For that, we would write wc space sample 3 and press enter. This command points out that the file has 6 lines, 67 words and 385 characters. These were some of the commands that help us to work with files. There are many more commands. Moreover, each of the command that we saw has many other options. I encourage you to see more about them using the man command. This brings me to the end of this tutorial at last. Spoken Tutorial project is a part of the Talk to a Teacher project supported by the National Mission on Education through ICT, MHRD, Government of India. More information on the same is available at the following link: http://spoken-tutorial.org/nmeict-intro. This is Anirban signing off. Thanks for joining.